It was a tale of two halves. For the first 30 minutes, the Commanders showed a glim of hope, some fight, some rhythm, but that light, it faded fast.
I don't know. At the end of the day, we want to stack wins. We kind of know our back against the wall, and we fell short of it.
But for the most part, we just didn't execute some of the stuff.
The second half was all Kansas City. The Chiefs' defense locked in, and Patrick Mahomes went to work, slicing through the Commanders' secondary.
We just got to keep the same energy that we came in the first half. Anyhow, just finding a way to keep that same energy.
Still, no answers for a Commanders team that just cannot turn the corners. The panic button is right there, and it's getting harder not to press it. The Commanders dropped to 3-5, and next up, the red-hot Seattle Seahawks. Plenty to unpack this week on Tony McGee's Pro Football Plus.
The man
call somebody,
is back,
call
y'all.
somebody.
We're
He's
back.
Call
He's
your
back.
mama, call your daddy.
We're back and we're back.
We're back.
Tony McGee,
He's back, y'all.
We're back.
Tony
McGee.
Come on. Tony McGee, Pro Football Plus. Tony McGee, Pro Football Plus. Tony McGee, Pro Football Plus. Tony McGee.
People don't know the real story of what happened.
It was an unbelievable series of events and an unbelievable time.
Their championship was taken away from them in 1969. We are living in their championship now.
50-some years later, good is coming from it. They are impacting state after state after state after state.
And we're going to show the world how to love.
Crystal City Sports Pub, located in the heart of National Landing, is ranked one of the top 20 sports bars in the country. We are open 365 days a year. Crystal City Sports Pub, with its laid-back atmosphere, is the place to be. We offer 3 levels, over 100 TVs, an 18-foot video wall, pool tables, 3 full bars featuring 11 beers on tap, an extensive menu, and super friendly staff. We offer on- and off-site catering and ample space to host private parties and gatherings. Come experience Crystal City Sports Pub. It is the place to be.
What's going on, y'all? I know who you're used to seeing here right now, but I've been feeling like I want to get my Jimmy Kimmel on, so I want to actually do this. Introducing the illest, the realest, 41 years in the TV game, flip that 41 upside down, 14 years in the NFL. You know him as Mac the Sack, some know him as Tony McGee. I know him as Pops. Welcome to the show, Pops.
You need to welcome back because I was on the run, homeboy, after what we looked at last week. It wasn't really last week, the last game. And at the same time, we were talking a lot of stuff. And we were talking Super Bowl. We were talking, are they ready? What do we need to improve? Well, one thing we need to do is go back to my hometown. Back in my hometown, they said, you can't run with the big dogs, stay under the porch. And I'm going to tell you what, they were under the porch. And I don't know, when you went in that locker room down, I know they had to have a real bad feeling. So me, Big Solomon, and we got Michael here, and then the superstar is coming a little later on. But Donald, let's start with you right away. Let me see. Oh, we're going to go with Michael then, because Michael never started. Michael, let me ask you a quick question. Mm-hmm. If you said something earlier, and Solomon reminded me of it a while back. You said they may not win another game.
Yes, sir. Solomon reminded me of that. And as he said, it wasn't with any sort of malice that I said that.
It's facts.
But because Jaden Daniels was out and because of all the injuries, this is a team that's really built on the first flung. And beyond that, all the backups, they're not going to win a lot of games. I'm sorry. And And now, Tony, all of a sudden you've lost. Look at this. Debo's not right. I don't care what you say. Now you've lost Kinlaw and you've lost probably Jeremy Tunsil with a hamstring. Tony, you got nothing. You got nothing.
Yeah.
I don't see them. Who are they going to be? And I think the Giants are going to be out to get them. I don't know who you're going to be.
Well, they may be like the Giants did and change up a lot of people and become a pretty good team, right? Matter of fact, they have become a dangerous team. So, Donna, as you were in the locker room, and I know you were looking around there and listening to these guys, what was the mutual feeling in there? How did they feel? I mean, did they feel like they just had a bad half, or did they feel like this really wasn't their level of play?
Yeah, Tony. I mean, it was the tale of two halves for this Commanders team. For 30 minutes, they were in this game. You couldn't tell anybody that going into this game that this Commanders team would be at 7-7 going in at halftime. But Tony, you well know that you got to play 60 minutes if you're going to win. And you knew that Kansas City was soon or later going to rub up with Patrick Mahomes and that group. And that's exactly what they did in the second half. This Commanders team knows that they did not execute well in the second half. And I'm always saying that the offense has to be your defense, being that the defense is struggling so badly this year. But Tony, anytime you have 2 picks in the first half, and then you don't score, then, you shot yourself in the foot, because that Commanders team should have been up 21-7, really, if you look at it in the first half. But Tony, no need to prolong it any longer. Let's just go right to the locker room to hear from the players.
Moving the ball, but at the end of the day, we got to get points. The first half, first drive, had a drop that turned into a turnover. Can't have shit like that happen, but it happens. And, our defense got the ball back, and we drove down again, and we still wasn't able to get points.
And, it was just a tale of two halves. We kind of let some things on the field early in the first half that we felt like we could have executed, maybe gave ourselves a little bit of a gap. Defense did a great job getting us the ball back twice. And so as an offense, we just got to capitalize on that better. Second half, they just executed a lot better than we did. We didn't really have a lot going. And we did at times, but we just couldn't really sustain anything. So, you got to give them credit because they made some adjustments and they executed their game plan in the second half.
I don't know where point of the game where it kind of turned south. You kind of just go in there, take one play at a time, and just try to do your job. And I don't know. I don't know how many plays we got out there, but there were definitely limited drives. So you got to maximize every drive. So.
Well, what is the key as far as moving forward to get over this skid, because you've got Seattle and Detroit coming up next?
That's right. It's all in the preparation during the week. We just got to do more. We got to be more intentional, whatever it is. We're going to figure that out, and we're going to be attacking them on Sunday night, next game. But, it's just about preparing, having the mind in the right place and preparing so much to where you can just go out there and play free. Not think no matter what they throw, what adjustments they make in the second half. It's about being able to play ball and play our brand of football that we want to play.
And mentally, how does this team keep positive? Because it's hard, not to be positive, with still more football to go still, but how do you stay positive in moving forward?
Yeah, you got to stay together, man. You can't start separating and pointing fingers, and that's why I love the team that I'm on, because nobody does that. We win as a team, we lose as a team, and we're going to address everything as a team. And I have no doubt in my mind that we're going to get better and get through it, because everybody here loves everyone on the staff, the players, and just wants to win. There's no ego on this team that's just worried about themselves. So we're going to bounce back. I have no doubt about it.
Hey Bobby, what do you say as far as to get off this skid and turn the page? What are some keys?
I think it's be positive. I think it's be accountable. I think it's be honest with yourself. But also understand that, we're in control of where we're at, and, we can get ourselves out of this.
Yeah, I think we just got to keep the same energy that we came in the first half. Anyhow, just finding a way to keep that same energy. And when we out there, we just got to make plays and, get turnovers at the same time.
Tony, the thing about it is that this team last week in practice, you could feel the energy. You could even feel the energy when they came out, but not being able to sustain drives or execution in the second half or turning the page. I don't know what the answer is for this team right now because they're in a difficult situation, and Coach Quinn makes no excuses for some of the breakdown plays. He was calling names out. He said it wasn't communications or anything like that. It was just that players need to really step up and just play.
Well, you know, it's funny that you would say that because last night, this morning, just now, it came onto my mind, what's wrong when I see this defense and offensive line never playing on the other side of the ball the way I think they should in that particular play. But what I was saying is we had something when we did not do well, they call it half line. That's where the offense and defensive line get in practice and you go at it just like it's a game. They need some of that right now. Our two lines need to get stronger. Solomon, as I look at it, the offensive line, they did okay, but we didn't see much running attack. And when you go to a team like Kansas City, you can't just come in there with a one-sided game plan. That's what they did. And I just look at our offensive line did not dominate the way they need to.
Well, Pops, it actually started, and that's what me and Donna was talking about. And, you know, I'm going to just be fair. First of all, just like what Dad would do, Dad was he knew how to get on my case when I wasn't doing good, but he knew how to praise me when I was doing well. So first of all, I want to give a shout out to Lattimore. I don't know what kind of punishment you took during that week other than from me, but you showed up. Also, I don't want to just beat the defensive lineup too much. Big up to that new kid, number 55, Jacob Martin. 2 sacks, bringing pressure, at least getting Mahomes out the pocket. Now let's go to the other side. I'm glad Donna interviewed Cosme. What are you doing? You're the one that actually got the guy, like, broken coverage and let the linebacker come right up the middle. And then what crushes me, Dad, is they go to the side and make 1,000 excuses. So I'm going to just be honest, but like me and Donna were talking about, when you drive all the way down and the ball bounces off Debo's helmet like that, that's a deflect, Dad, and that it deflates the team because you are there to score. And like Debo got said, we need those points. That's one thing I'm going to bring up about the New York Knicks. I never felt they had a sense of urgency who they were playing against. Michael Jordan. You're playing against Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, New York Knicks. You got to show up. We were playing against Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey. We needed those 7 points, Debo. And like I told Donna, I felt like that just deflated us after that pop. And then after that, our defense held up, but we needed those points, Pop.
No question. And Mike, what can they do now? They've tried to bring in different people. You know, your quarterback is going to be hurt for maybe another week or so. You're right at the part of your season where it could go either way. You're not out of it, but you're not in it either. Where did it go from here, Michael? What do they do on this offense?
Well, I'll tell you one thing.
Some juice.
You both you and Solomon and Donna nailed it. It's the line play. And when you watched last week and then you watched this week and you watched the minute Washington had any success running the ball with Jeremy McNichols, they stacked the box again and they were challenging Washington to go downfield. Now, I'm sure Jaden will be back for the Seahawks game. You're not going to be able to do that against Jaden Daniels. If you stack the box, all of a sudden, Jaden's going to pick you apart in the middle of the field, and you saw Terry McLaurin is back. Hopefully, that quad injury is going to be okay. But those were 2 of the best catches I've seen any wide receiver make this year. And so I would say, based on those 2 catches, he's back. I do think they can beat the Seahawks, but you're not going to beat them with your second string quarterback, Tony. You're just not. They're going to stack the box, and you can't run the ball, and you can't go downfield. I don't know, Tony. The only hope for this team is Jaden. The only hope.
Hey, Mike, they're going to need more. They're going to need more than Jaden, because the thing about it is you can't put it all on Jaden Daniels, even if he's coming back. You're talking about Seattle. Seattle has a better defense than the Chiefs had. I mean, this defense is probably one of the better ones. They come after you. They disguise things. I mean, the running game for the Commanders should be their strength also, but they get away from that because they get behind. But it's the defensive side of the ball that has to do a lot of cleaning up. I hate to talk about the defense over and over, Tony, but they have to do a better job of cleaning up things, and which we're seeing same thing broke up. Patrick Mahomes just threaded them in the second half. I mean, from each angles, and it was just bad play overall. So the Commanders have to step it up on all cylinders. Coaches, play calling. They simplify some things on defense, scale back some things, and we saw that maybe in the first half. But 60 minutes of football is what we're not seeing right now, Tony.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, don't worry, defense. You heard Donna got on you then. We have not forgotten you. But seemed like you've forgotten a few things. But hats off to 55. And you said he did a very good job pass rushing, but you got to have 10 other guys do the same thing. And when we come back, we'll talk about why they did not in a minute.
Hi, welcome home. It's Michelle Van Allen from Van Allen Real Estate. I am over 20 years experienced in this real estate game. We all know that right now in this market takes an experienced agent to get you what you need. All of you sellers, if you're considering putting your house on the market, please give me a call. I'd be more than happy to sit down and talk to you to find out where you place in this market. Hey, you first-time home buyers, remember, right now is the perfect time. It's a buyer's market to get you into your first dream home. Hey, you investors, this is an amazing time to invest. If you ever thought about it, give me a call. We can talk about it. We can talk about specific properties that are on your radar and mine. Give me a call. I'd be more than happy to welcome you into the Van Allen Real Estate team. I look forward to talking to you soon.
Welcome back to the show. Well, you know what? We always have to bring some light to the show. You have to bring somebody that everybody kneels down to. You have to bring somebody in that, you know, even at this stage of his life, he can change a game. But you really have to just bring somebody in that's cool, and that's what we're doing on the show today. We bring it into G-Man, Iceman Color. What's happening, G?
You tell me, Mr. McGee. Long day, long night.
You know what, though? If you really want to be truthful, though, your receivers weren't bad at all. They just didn't have time to get it to him, or they couldn't get it to him. I know they didn't make, but they made some crucial plays. Well, I should say in the first half. Second half nobody was any good. But how do you think that receiver corps is coming back from the injuries, getting people together, being able to play as a unit? Because we see now, yesterday, when they were playing, we didn't have a running game. So we come back to you guys to possibly when we had that. Is this team going to be capable of doing that?
I hope so. You mean, it's good to have Terry back. Good to see that Terry came back and played well. That touchdown catch was one of the best catches a receiver could ever make, quite honestly. I mean, he able to get his feet down the way he got his feet down and still hold on to that football perfectly. It was just an unbelievable catch. But, you know, from a team aspect of it, you got to turn it on. You know, you can't just continue to go out there and make plays in spurts. You know, you got to play a full game, come out, dominate. You know, unfortunately, you know, Debo had the ball bounce off of his face mask on that one that, you know, she was trying to, I get what he's trying to do. This happened to all receivers. We all try to make a play, you know, without quite looking the ball all the way in. And just a bad bounce, unfortunately. You know, usually just drop the ball, you know, but dropped the ball and got that interception and stopped that drive that, you know, it's always good to come down the field, score on your first drive. I mean, it puts you in the right mindset of winning football games. But they got to do something different. Like, one of the big things was going in against Kansas City, you have to win that football game. You win that football game, you completely turn your season around. Right? Immediately you turn your season around. And unfortunately, they just did not do that. So, don't get me wrong. Always going to hope for the best. Want them to come out and play great next week, bounce back. But we keep saying that every week now. So they need to come out and truly take the reins and play well for the rest of the season if they want to really get into the playoffs and play playoff football moving forward.
I tell you what, G, man, we need more people out with that kind of attitude. You hit it right. They need to do something different, and that's what we're not getting now. And I tell you what, and I know, this time of the season and this kind of record that you have, that means this season can be either bad, worse, or good. And you notice the good was the third one. So that means they got some work to do. And speaking of work to do, Donna, I mean, when you look at the defense, and I'm giving you a chance, I know you wanted to chop him up. I started to go to the big fella first, but I know he gonna say what he want to say about the defensive back. But tell me about this defensive line. We've had two of our better players, or the best ones that are out there, hurt now. Where do we get the pass rush? I keep telling these individuals it's a thing that they called in my day games. That's where the two different tackles and ends change position on the run. They need to make that so you don't have one-on-one each and every play. So, Don, what can the defensive line do? Because they always are never, to me, playing on the other side of the ball. Every now and then, they're always on the line of scrimmage or backed up.
Yeah, Tony, I think that Gary hit it on. He said that they've got to start mixing up some things. Now, last week I asked Coach Quinn, I said, hey, you need to simplify the offense, scale it back some. And they did do that. And then also, if you notice in that Kansas City game, they had three guys up front, being that they knew that Patrick Mahomes was going to throw the ball a lot and the receivers that he had. So they put three linemen up front and then had five DBs back in the back with the linebackers and so forth. They also, you talked about the pass rush up front, Tony. To me, they have different bodies in and out because of injuries, but I'm not for sure what needs to happen there because they've tried multiple things as far as getting to the quarterback. And what's happening now is the run game for other teams is producing big yardages, getting right through the middle. Payne, to me, has played the best of anybody of up there front. He had a toe injury going into that game, but it's just so much, Tony, as far as that pass rush up front of getting to the quarterback that they are being bullied up front. So that $1,000 question that you just asked me about what needs to happen, I'm not for sure as far as maybe they need to change up some things of how they're doing things up front, which they did do that in the first half, but they're not able to sustain it because they did kind of keep Patrick Mahomes in check a little bit in the first half. But Tony, it did not last. And that's the thing about this Commanders team is being able to execute on all cylinders all game long because they break down in so many areas. And you're right, Tony, if they don't get the pass rush up front, it breaks down everything in the secondary. So, Tony, I'm not for sure. I mean, they bodies and then that they need to get back healthy and everything because right now they're, suffering with injuries up front because every week they're changing that up.
Okay, well, I just want to go to you now, Michael, very quickly. If you take a look at this, everybody is speaking about Bobby Wagner's too slow. Bobby Wagner may not be the Bobby Wagner we knew earlier, but he is playing the best of most of those defensive players. And how do you think assess his play as well as the other linebackers?
Maybe because I've known you so long, you read my mind. I mean, Tony, you just read my mind. I want to call out Troy Aikman, and I think it was embarrassing what he did. And I think he owes Bobby Wagner an apology. And everybody who's watching this show knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
That was on Bobby Wagner's man, first of all. And secondly, to make a comment about him being old, and tantamount to the fact that he couldn't get to him or cover him, I think Aikman owes him an apology because this is a man who's leading the team in tackles. He's in on every single play. He gives 100%. He's the team's inspiration, heart and soul. And I'll tell you, I lost all respect for Troy Aikman after that comment. But you know, Tony, it all comes down to one thing, and they said it on the show, and that is, you can't give Patrick Mahomes 4+ seconds to throw the ball. His 3 touchdowns, he had more than 4 seconds on each of those throws to throw the ball. I like the fact that Lou was spying Mahomes. I love that, and he was just laying back and doing a little pass rushing, kind of like Micah Parsons. I sort of love that, and he was wreaking havoc on Mahomes early in the game. But then all of a sudden, he's dropping back into coverage, and maybe that's part of shadowing Mahomes. I don't know, but he wasn't effective in the second.
Yeah, you're right. And, you know, I felt the same way. I saw the comments, and I heard them as well. And he, of all people, a former player and athlete that's been out there and been under the spotlight, he going to mess around and make me go out there and find Levi Arrington and end his career again. Because you don't do that. You don't get out there and talk about your brothers right there on TV and give people ideas that they may not have to think about. If we didn't have Bobby Wagner there, they may not have any win. Last but not least, before we get off this defense, Solomon, I left this for you because you mentioned early in the show that we've been on some people, but I want you to say their names again. Like they say my name. Because they didn't play as bad as we usually see. And now you know it's a coordination of all 3 facets. Defensive backs are getting a little better. Am I not? Am I seeing something else?
Dad, you are correct on that. And I will say his name again. Lattimore, way to watch the tape and also hear what everybody was speaking about. And also Jacob Martin, like I said, Dad, he's actually giving us some kind of pass rush. I'm going to tell you guys real quick what's going on. And Troy Aikman definitely could have said it better. But really what's going on, we do have a veteran linebacker. We got 2 veteran linebackers. That is one of the problems about bringing other people in. We don't have enough linebackers. That's one thing we better realize. I remember the Monty Coleman days, but it was Monty Coleman, Raven Caldwell. I can name Wilbur Marsh. I can name the linebackers we had. If you really think about it, all we have is Louvu and Wagner. They're being asked to blitz, they're being asked to cover, and they're being asked now to rush the quarterback. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna give it up to. I think Kinlaw got hurt, but that's what it's really about. As far as the line pop, they can't get to the other side because that guy Martin got those sacks off of hard work. They have my dad had 5 moves that he could do in his sleep. He had 5 go-to, smack your hands, spin. They just come straight up, and if they can get past you and get there, and our work is good. But that's what's going on is there are no pass rush techniques other than schemes pop. They're just straight up. I'm not seeing no Reggie White techniques. I'm not seeing no Freeman spins, no Tony McGee get you one way. It's all if I can beat you. And that guy Martin, great sacks, but Pops, he got those strictly off of athleticism. And like I said, we just don't have enough linebackers. I mean, them 2 got to play pretty much the whole game, Pop.
Astute observation, I tell you, and I thought about that. I thought we were improving in linebackers, but we weren't. But we can't leave no one off now. We got to talk about the special teams. For a few weeks they were making good plays, putting the offense in good position, putting the defense in good position. Now they look like they're struggling a little bit. We have to take a look at the special teams. We've been holding out on the show. So when we come back, we're going to take a little shot at the special teams. See what they can do to help this. Because as they say, we're all in it together.
People don't know the real story of what happened.
It was an unbelievable series of events and an unbelievable time.
Their championship was taken away from them in 1969. We are living in their championship now.
50-some years later, good is coming from it. They are impacting state after state after state after state.
And we're going to show the world how to love.
Looking for top-notch sports officials who know the game inside and out? The Greater Potomac Officials Association, GPOA, proudly serves the military community throughout our region, with nearly 90% of our officials being military retirees, active duty service members, or guardsmen. We bring unmatched discipline, professionalism, and integrity to every contest. From youth leads to adult alumni, our officials cover it all. Want to learn more about GPOA or bring our officials to your program? Contact owner and CEO Earl Teller III at 202-498-2032 or email him at gr8rpotomac@comcast.net.
In NFL news this week, every season there's at least one Cinderella. Teams that are perennial losers somehow find the right coach and assemble a group of 53 that seem impenetrable. Last year it was Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions. This year it's Shane Steichen and the Indianapolis Colts. Interestingly, both teams feature second-team quarterbacks, the Lions' Jared Goff and the Colts' Daniel Jones. Count these two teams as serious contenders for the tournament. ESPN's Adam Schefter is reporting that the Saints may be looking to move one of their many receivers. We know Washington did a deal with the Saints last year at this time. Could wide receiver Rashid Shaheed become a Commander before the deadline? November 4th at 4 p.m. is the official NFL trade deadline. This is not going to be the free agency and tampering period news bonanza that glues us to the waiver wire. There are a few bargain basement teams unloading some large salaries. How many really make a difference with their new teams? Very few. The die is cast for this season. No individual player turns a team around unless it's someone like Micah Parsons. The Saints bench quarterback Spencer Rattler in the third quarter in their loss to the Bucs Sunday. Right now, head coach Kellen Moore is mum on who his starter is going to be. Boy, did the bye week put life back in the Bills. They blew out the Panthers Sunday, who had been showing signs of life. Josh Allen said, "Let James Cook cook." And he did. For 216 yards on 19 carries and 2 touchdowns. Cook is only the fourth player in NFL history with 215-plus rushing yards and 2 touchdowns on fewer than 20 carries. He joins Bobby Mitchell, Bo Jackson, and Derrick Henry on this prestigious list. Tom Pelissero is reporting that wide receiver Tyler Lockett is expected to sign with the Tennessee Titans. Why didn't the Commanders reach out? And here is the injury report this week that may impact games on Sunday. The New York Giants lost running back Cam Scatterbo with a dislocated right ankle. The Bills' defensive tackle Ed Oliver suffered a biceps injury. The Eagles' running back Saquon Barkley suffered a groin injury Sunday. The Broncos cornerback Patrick Surtain II suffered a shoulder injury in the Cowboys game. Steelers safety Deshaun Elliott left the game Sunday with a knee injury. The Bengals' Trey Hendrickson suffered a knee injury Sunday. Browns running back Keyshawn Judkins is still suffering from a shoulder injury. And Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson is still suffering from that hamstring pull. The NFL is investigating the team for an injury report violation regarding Jackson's status. I don't have to tell you how sensitive reports like this are when it comes to the gambling mecca out there, especially given the latest NBA news. That's NFL news for this week. See you next week.
Well, we all have analyzed and everything, and one thing we have always said on this show each and every year that Football teams are made of three different facets, three segments: offense, defense, special teams. We have some special teams that players that I think need to be noticed. I think we have some players that I've seen this players like him, and I heard they could have the same blood. But Big Solomon on that special team is one guy that stands out in your mind. Who is he?
Luke Skywalker McCarthy, the younger brother of Christian. He is balling, Pops. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm going to be honest. Every return I've seen, he's at least averaging 20 yards to 25 yards return. Then he's helping us on the receiving end, far as being able to go in and make critical catches like the one when he did the toe tap looking like number 84 himself. But I want to give it up to Luke. I feel like he should make the Pro Bowl as far as a return this year because he's literally been putting the one balling for us. Now, maybe somebody can help me out. I felt like our kicker was hurt, and that's why they were going with it 4th and 6 and going for it because they didn't maybe have faith in the backup kicker. But Pops, we got to give it up to Luke Skywalker McCarthy.
Hey, Solomon, you were exactly right. They came into the game at the almost last minute, the 9th hour, being without their kicker and everything. So they did have to change up some things, and they probably went on 4th downs when they wouldn't have gone on it before. So, I mean, thank God that we didn't get into a situation where we had to kick a lot of field goals. But the other thing on special teams also is Jalen Lane bobbled another one, and they ended up on the 2-yard line.
Yeah.
So, I'm like Tony, they've got to clean up some things beyond Luke that, like you said, Solomon, glad that you gave him the shout out. Not only for special teams, but in the receiving core too. But they have to clean up some things as far as special teams just a little bit more.
And you know what? I want you players to know we're not trying to disfront you all, but we calling your name out. We know you saying that you do. Even though you're a young player and everything, you have to realize what was going on in that game at that time. That was the turning point of that game where they was turning around, getting ready to make some moves. Then what do? You bobble the ball and have you down on the 2-yard line, knowing that if you even hold and get out of there and get 10 or 15 yards, you're going to give Patrick Mahomes the ball at the 50-yard line. All of that counts. It's not just about saying I'm special team. You are part of the scheme. And if you take a look at what everything we're saying here, it just looks like right now this whole team is in some kind of disarray. I don't know if it's because of personnel. I don't know if it's because of the schedule. But right now, they just don't have. And I know that the quarterback's out, but we got another number 1 starting quarterback that he was drafted in. So we should be able to do that. But we still got that same offensive, defensive line. And right now, that is where I see the biggest problem.
Yeah, I mean, it really comes down to going out and playing. Like, go play already. You know, quit making excuses for injuries. People get injured all the time. It's just part of the game. Everybody knows that. A lot of times when a player gets injured, another player comes up and becomes a superstar. You know, it happened with Ricky Sanders. When Art got hurt, Ricky came in, we didn't miss a beat. You know, it's just play football. You're a professional football player. I mean, that's just what it is. Your second team should be just as good or bad or better than your first team. They're just not playing well. And it's playing well as a team, you know. I mean, one thing about it, if your starters aren't playing well, then don't get me wrong, I know we got guys with injury. You know, you like to be at full capacity, but this is football. Of course, players are going to get hurt. You're not always going to be at your full capacity, but you should play just as good. There's no excuses. There's no excuses in football. There's just not. You're a professional football player. Go play. You know, and I'm not seeing the team playing. They're just not playing the way that they should play. You know, they need an attitude adjustment. Like,
yes,
there you go.
Stopped. Like,
thank you, G.
Attitude. I mean, go out there and you force yourself to win football games. You go out there and make sure that you've done everything during the course of the week that's to allow you to go out there and have a spectacular game. You know, stay after practice and work on your skills. Just what it comes down to. I guarantee you, they're not doing it. Work on your skills. Just should be. And Jaden, quite honestly, not going to necessarily be the answer.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, the other quarterback plays fine. They played well enough for them to win the football game, especially in the first half. You know, I started getting so upset. I just turned it off. I didn't even see most of the second half. I was like, I got upset with the first half.
You didn't miss much, homeboy. I'm telling you.
I mean, because it's just
the bad thing about it is when we used to have times like that on this team with all the teams, we could always go back to the solid running game. And we said in the beginning of the year when they let Robinson go and they let different people go, do they have that bell cow? And we can see now they don't. And maybe it's because they don't have the great offensive line. But I tell you what, we'll take a look at this. Right now, fans, we can't jump up. You're going to jump off the wagon, you might as well do it now because it's either going to go down or go up in this next part of the season. And speaking of that, we beat that up. Let's have a little fun on the show. Donna, what's happening with the picks? I'm getting calls, people talking about these picks and everything. Is it heating up that much? Is it that close?
Yeah, Tony, let's go to our sports challenge because it is heating up. And Tony, our Pro Football Plus challenge, and as we can look at the standings right now, Crystal City Pub, they came back strong last week. They're sitting at 8-8. The Glory Days, 7-9. GPOA, they're tied for the lead at 9-7. Crystal City Restaurant over there with Billy Baines at 9-7, and Van Allen Real Estate 8-8. And Tony, it is close as you can see across the board because everybody made up some ground. But this week, Tony, the Packers, everybody is picking the Packers. Three teams are picking the Packers. Crystal City Pub, Glory Days, and GPOA going up against the Steelers. The Steelers took an L last week, and Van Allen is picking the Packers. So, Tony, I'm coming to you first. This game, the Packers and the Steelers. Packers took it. They had a fantastic job last week in their win. Who do you see winning this game between the Steelers? Do they bounce back this week?
Whoever can run the ball and whoever makes the least mistakes, because both the teams are hurting in different ways. Hey, you take a look at the Steelers. We all look at them to do well because they got Aaron Rodgers in now. But if you look on the other side of the ball, their defense not only has it gotten old, it's got a lot of the key players hurt. You always have to look at the Steelers, though, as the coach and the rest of the players can make it happen. When you go on the other side of the ball, everybody was talking about Green Bay was going to be the stuff this year. But if you look at it, they're a young team that they make spectacular plays, but they make spectacular mistakes. So if I had to take a little bit of that, which one ever is the home team? Who's the home team in that game?
I think it's the Steelers, if I'm not mistaken.
Home team wins.
Oh, come on, Tony. Solomon, talk to me because nobody has home field advantage anymore in the NFL, it seems like. What are you seeing from the Steelers? Everybody was talking about, this is the team. They're coming up. Aaron Rodgers got this team really playing well, which he is playing pretty good. How do you see the Steelers?
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I don't see them winning this game against the Packers, so I can see that much. I just feel like they haven't done enough. What I say, even with the NBA, I'm always going to use all sports. The great teams these days have a mixture. They have a mixture of veterans and rookies in the middles. Like Pop said, the Steelers have a lot of veterans. They need to get some more. They need to get a mixture in. Like, you can't be too prideful to have too many veterans. You can't be too prideful to have too many rookies. You got to have a mixture. And I just feel like the Steelers haven't done enough to get enough rookies in. Where the Packers, I feel like once they do get it going, they have a pretty good mix of veterans, rookies, and middles.
Well, we're going to have to take a quick break. We'll finish this when we come back because I like this interesting conversation. Plus, we're not speaking badly of our team right now. So when we come back, we'll break that down a little bit more. Talk about going around the league, because we may be feeling bad about the way our team is going, but there's not many teams that's not looking at that right now. Right now, the league is anybody's win. We always got to go back to Patrick. But we come back, we'll finish off this Sports Bar Challenge, or this Sports Night Challenge. We'll be back in a second.
Tony McGee's Pro Football Plus Speakers Bureau offers you various opportunities to connect with former and current players, along with Tony and the crew. For more information, go to redmagplus.com, Speakers Bureau.
Frosted Flakes good? They're great. Great.
They're still great, Grandpa.
See? Told ya. They're great.
Well, as you can see, our sports challenge, the Steelers did not win and the Chiefs beat the Commanders. But Tony, we've got our picks that's coming up also.
I tell you, it's been a good thing, but it seems like we're very competitive this year.
Oh, yeah, Tony, if you look at that, everybody did good. I mean, we lost one game last week, but if you see the scores up there, it's neck and neck, just like our sports challenge. This week, everybody is picking the Bengals except Mike. The Colts, who's playing really well, everybody picks them. The Bills and the Chiefs play. That's going to be a hot game. Tony and Solomon think the Bills are going to win. The rest of us, the Chiefs. Broncos is the team that's coming on, but Solomon thinks the Texans is going to win. And then the Patriots, all of us believe in them except Solomon.
I tell you what, it's pretty impressive, those scores, though. Why don't you believe in the Texans, though?
DeMeco Ryans, the defensive-minded coach. That's all I'm saying is they just going to be ready for that defense.
Okay. So go ahead, Tony.
And Tony, you know what? We have our exercise fitness tip from Ricky Irvins, and let me tell you, he's got a treat for you all this week, so let's go right to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to take your girl to a workout called Slams. It's nothing serious, but it works your back. If you're doing it right, you'll get a workout with your back. And it also work your shoulders. The way I want her to do this is, watch me. It's not slam pickups, which I use the rib. I will show you that. But you're gonna be up here, take it up and slam down, up just like that, up and slam. When I'm slamming, I'm coming down like this, working all back here. Follow through, pick up, shoulders now, back. You got it? Up, shoulders, back. That's the movement that I'm doing. Up, slam, up, slam, up, slam. Do not do this. Don't do that. Do we got it? I'm gonna let you start with the 15.
Why I gotta start with the 15?
It's a 20 here.
Oh, where's the 10?
Do you want a 10? I get a baby 10 for you.
Here we go again. I hate burpees. That's the reason why Ricky didn't have me doing burpees. Many people like burpees, not me.
That's not the real reason why. If I knew you hate it, I would have you still do it.
Thank goodness.
Or whatever you hate is what I always anticipate more.
I love burpees.
No, there you go. I need you to say that.
I love burpees. But right now, I got these medicine balls. Ricky got that big old 15 over there. He wanted me to do the 15.
This is a 10. It's a 12. This is a 20 right here. What do you think she should do? I know she's strong as an ox. So why would she be doing these little bitty ones when you can satisfy and do this right here?
Okay, fans, I'll start off with the 15 because I'm not weak.
There you go.
I'm going to drop these right here.
And let's get started with the 15. Now, when you get tired, I understand. I will give you the 12. Then you go to the 10. Okay. Are you ready?
Are you ready, fans?
All right. Ready, set, and go. Slam. Up. And take it up like this, up, and then slam. Up. Don't squat down, for real. Take it up, slam here, back up this way. Here you go. Slam. Up. I said we didn't have no cardio exercises. I lied.
He lied.
I forgot about the burpees. I didn't see the burpees. And the slams, if you're doing the slams instead of the burpees, this is a great cardio as well. So get your heart rate up to about, with some folks, about 180, 170,
Can't you hear me
160.
breathing?
So, but if you're doing it right, what she was almost doing it right. Come on. I'm gonna stop it because you missing something. Down, take it up, and slam. Keep your arms straight. Don't squat down. There you go. Up and down. All right, you got. Keep going. 15 seconds left. Keep going. Up. Up. You feel that right there? Yeah.
Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah. Let's step back. 3, 2, 1.
And Tony, again, Ricky said, when are you coming for some slams?
After that, you may not see me for a while. I tell you, that was interesting exercise. We don't have a lot of time left in, but I tell you, that was very interesting what he said, and working those shows is important. But one thing he did say, he looked at how Donna was ready and what was she ready to use. So for your fans, when you see this, first of all, check share and make sure it's okay with your doctor, but don't try to overdo it. Just do it in small increments and you'll get the best out of it. All right, Donna, shoot it, finish it up. We only got a few minutes.
Hey, Tony, it's on you. The Commanders have the Seattle Seahawks coming into town, and also a big honor goes out this week to one of your former teammates and Gary, Art Monk.
Well, we need to let Gary talk about that real quick. We only got a couple of minutes, G. Tell us about what they're doing with Big A.
It's spectacular. They're retiring Art's jersey for good. No one will ever even have the opportunity to wear number 81. Can't wait to see the big guy. It's well-deserved, long overdue, but well-deserved. Art Monk being celebrated again at Northwest Stadium. It's going to be a special day.
The humble giant.
No question. I tell you, it's very interesting. Well,
can I ask
John, you better get your picks in quick. I know you're scared, but you might as well go ahead.
Well, Mike had a quick question for you, Tony.
We have about 2 or 3 minutes left, so that everybody on the show next week knows, Donna goes to every game, and how she pulls this off, goes to Kansas City, gets the locker room, edits all this. I get the stuff at 4 in the morning. The woman never goes to bed, and look, she's very conversant, looks good, looks 20. But I have a quick question about the weekend festivities, and Gary, you can elaborate a little more. What's Donna going to be able to shoot this weekend, and what are we going to see on the show, and why everybody should watch next week? What are the festivities going to be like, Gary? Have you heard anything? Gary froze up a little bit. Donna, have you heard anything about what we're going to see and how it's going to be set up?
Well, I guess, well, Mike, they've got so much going on during the course of the week at the museum down in D.C., and then as far as all of Art's teammates probably will come back. But just the fact that we're able to see Art Monk get honored jersey retired after all of this time is going to be spectacular. And I'll leave it up the last words for Tony, because as I said, he was one of his former teammates also.
Yeah, Art was a quiet one. I remember the first Super Bowl we went to. He got all the way up there right before he got injured. He wasn't able to participate. But I watched a young man work hard to get back. The next one he came back, he had a little injury, if I remember correctly, but he wasn't going to be denied. Art has always been a great guy. He doesn't say a lot, but he does a lot. I think that's what's important. And speaking of doing that, we didn't get to a lot of things, so we had to be back here next week to do it again. So you know what we do. We don't never say goodbye anyway. We say in the minute.
Frosted Flakes good? They're great. Great.
You're still great, Grandpa.
See? Told ya. They're great.
This game mirrored Patriot depth at all positions, the winningest record in New England Patriot history. Best of all, for the first time in 13 years, the Patriot season had not ended. Like the tortoise and the hare, their goal was to be there at the finish. They were the wild card, with a firm grip on the playoffs. The Patriot rush line of Mel Lunsford, Raymond Hamilton, Tony McGee, and Julius Adams sacked quarterbacks 47 times. Their strategy was simple: shove the pass pocket way beyond its normal boundaries and push quarterbacks backward in forced retreat.